Hey you, welcome back to the channel, and I hope you're enjoying your Sunday evening. I want to get this video in before many of you all go off to watch Game of Thrones, like I know many of you all are going to do. And we want to talk today about the Manna token. We're going to be doing a Manna token airdrop, Bitcoin MYK. If you hold a Manna token, you'll be able to get Bitcoin MYK tokens, and we're going to explain to you how you do that and why we're doing that. So let's talk real quick first about Manna token and what's so great about Manna token. So Manna token start off, it's probably one of the first cryptocurrency universal basic income tokens, coins I'm aware of, right? And the people's currency. Manna is the world's first universally accessible people power alternative currency. No matter who you are or where you're from, we believe you have a basic human right to share in the money supply. So Manna was like one of the first coins to do this. They were the first one that came on my radar with universal basic income. I believe they have Andrew Yang, the presidential candidate, running on universal basic income as a member of their advisory board. So with cryptocurrency in relation to universal basic income, I think what we need to understand and what I found to be the case is that universal basic income projects, we all want to see each other succeed. It really doesn't matter which one of us succeeds. One of us succeeds, we all win, right? And that's kind of easy to understand why that works that way. What's going to more likely happen with universal basic income projects like this is we're probably going to be very much interconnected, using each other's platform in a variety of things. And that's moved me to try to create what we're calling the Universal Basic Income Coalition, where many universal basic income projects can work together. That's already happening with a project called Goodcoin, the eToro brokerage platform that is now involved in cryptocurrency, actually donated $1 million to Goodcoin. And what they're looking to do is work with other universal basic income projects as well as get great ideas and suggestions and a variety of things. At bitcoinmyk.com, we're looking to do the same thing. One way we're doing that is going to be by airdropping some of our tokens based on some of the universal basic income cryptocurrencies that you already have in your possession. So, I think that's going to be a great way forward for many of us. A weird thing that happens in cryptocurrency is we sometimes get what's called coin tribalism. You sometimes find CEOs on blogs and media streams clawing each other's eyes out as they're competing in the same sectors. And, that's interesting. And it's a problem to a great degree as we're building up this system now of cryptocurrency. But it is something that is quite foreign in the universal basic income area. Like I said, we are very much on board with one another and really want to see each other succeed. I would just love to see Manna token become this great project. Also very interesting about Manna token is not long ago they went to Tim Draper's pitch day, and I watched that very interesting video. They got to pitch Tim Draper on universal basic income, and he was interested in ideas about how much are they earning, and the persons are collecting each week in a variety of things. And I think, in the beginning they came up with some numbers, something like 25 cents a week or something. And what you have to understand about cryptocurrency is that these projects, especially something like what Manna token's doing with the onboarding, the real value is in the network itself. You imagine if you got millions, billion people who now have this means to move value across the globe at a fractions of a penny, and in some cases free at no cost at all. That is very valuable. And so you have to look at the and understand the dynamics of what's happening with projects like this, and not look at those things. Now, Tim Draper is a very smart individual, so I'm pretty sure he could put many things together and figure out great things. Now, you obviously have to be able to pay for universal basic income. That's going to depend on the project and how they go about doing that. And I think what's going to be great as we go forward with these universal basic income projects is we're going to see a lot of innovation and ideas about how to fund universal basic income with many of these projects. Well, I think Manna is on a great course to doing that. They are working on a social media network, I think, next. So they want to do something with that as well. And they want to put that out there. So I think it's going to be some great things happening with Manna token over the next few months or so. I think it's going to be the same thing with all universal basic income programs. Many of us are now seeing that UBI tokens are mass adoption vehicles, and they make so much sense, especially when it comes to cryptocurrencies acting, in my opinion, how they should have always acted, and that's like a digital currency, right? We have treated cryptocurrency like speculative devices, kind of going to a gambling casino, and where they're very erratic. You can't really do much with them. You can't sell them back and forth because by the time I try to make a purchase with them, they've moved so far that either I don't have enough money to pay for the item, or the merchant, by the time he gets them, the value's not there to pay for whatever he's selling. So he's concerned about those things, so they haven't always worked well as a money. But I think UBI, in concept and in theory, would be a lot more stable than many other cryptocurrencies, and I think that it would have a very expansive network. Also, very interesting enough, Manna token, very impressive numbers. I believe they have about 80,000 registered accounts right now. So that's a lot of accounts. Again, I think with universal basic income, what we're going to see is we're going to start to see a great deal of a lot of integration of people, because why wouldn't you? If you can get UBI from one platform or the other, and maybe one platform doesn't quite give you enough to satisfy the living basic standard livings of one, but maybe a collection of them do, right? So that's why I think as a project and as a coalition, many of us will work very well together in that regard. And we here at Bitcoin NYK, we look forward to working with many people, and anyone who's open to working with us. But anyway, let's talk about the airdrop. Let's show you how to get it, what you need to do. So we're going to get you over to the site now. All right, we made it over to the site now. So these are the instructions on how to collect your airdrop if you hold Manna tokens. All you need to do is post a screenshot of your Manna tokens wallet, how many tokens you have in the wallet, and it'll work in ratio this way. If you have 1 to 100 Manna tokens, you will receive 1 Bitcoin NYK token. If you have 100 to 1,000, you'll receive 10 Bitcoin NYK tokens. If you have 1,001 to 10,000, you'll receive 100 Bitcoin NYK tokens. And over 10,000 Manna tokens in your account, you'll get up to 1,000 Bitcoin NYK tokens. So let's quickly explain Bitcoin NYK, how it works exactly. Of course, at this point, you probably know it's a universal basic income cryptocurrency, but it's a little bit more than that. It's also a universal bridge cryptocurrency. And the reason we felt that was important is because we felt a universal basic income model should be based on a model of sustainability. And so we use a network in order to use that value to pay for the universal basic income program. What's a little bit different from how we do our universal basic income program, there might be a little bit different from how you see others do it, is the majority of our coins are owned by Bitcoin holders. And so they are able to move this represented value of Bitcoin across several blockchains. We go into the technicals of how that's done in our white paper, and we invite you all to read it. But the quick crash course in all of this is that the tokens that are generated, the fee structure, for moving the value of this cryptocurrency, it goes back to pay universal basic income, as well as the Bitcoin holders who don't claim their Bitcoin NYK tokens. That it goes back to pay for the universal basic income in our project. So what you have in essence is you have a system where there is the ability to fund our UBI for people. So we're at this point, we very much like how that system works. So that's a quick idea of how Bitcoin NYK tokens work. They right now trade on the Freedom Exchange. All you need to do is to get a wallet on the Freedom Exchange. That's absolutely free to you. And when you get the wallet, you go under Bitcoin NYK, select deposit, and you just copy your memo code. That memo code is going to be your ID to where we deliver your tokens. You can post the screenshot on our social network of your wallet, and you can as well post the link to your wallet, and we will send you your tokens. That's simple. And of course, if you have any questions, we have live support here on the website, and we will be more than happy to assist you with any questions you may have. Want to segue a little bit into Andrew Yang. Andrew Yang, many of you all who watch the channel probably are familiar with Andrew Yang and his connection with cryptocurrency and Bitcoin. You've probably seen it on the website that he accepts Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin. Now, some of you all who've been following Andrew Yang's campaign, you're probably quite familiar with the idea that Andrew Yang is running on universal basic income. And you probably understand the basics of it. That's that he plans to send everybody a check for $1,000 per month. That's an adult and an American as under the Freedom Dividend. But what some of you all might not quite understand is his connection with the cryptocurrency and the blockchain. And he goes into that a little bit because many of us see universal basic income in the blockchain as a means and a vehicle to deliver universal basic income, right? Using these algorithms and this technology to be able to, that is decentralized, that nobody really controls, to send this universal basic income to people across the globe, right? And Andrew Yang has proposed similar ideas. And so when you think of things like that, you think of something like Bitcoin, which is this digital cryptocurrency. And I believe Andrew Yang kind of talked a little bit about kind of this social system that kind of uses blockchain technology. He doesn't talk much about that now, but he does still seem pretty pro cryptocurrency and blockchain. So he takes donations actually in this digital money. And some of you might not know a lot about cryptocurrency who are following his campaign, but you understand the basic concept of it. So what you're looking at now is how this blockchain technology works. It works in a variety of ways. We've chosen a way to be identifiable with you, and that is through things you use every day, like social networks, blogging sites. So this is what you might call a type of front-end site to what happens behind the scenes with this blockchain technology. Not all blockchain technology will appear to you this way or be easily identifiable, but we've chosen this deliberately in order for you all to be able to identify with this technology much easier. So the reason this is important about Andrew Yang and blockchain technology, he being possibly the first president who is so pro cryptocurrency and who understands technology for once in our lifetime to have a president who actually is smart with computers. If you don't count Donald Trump's using Twitter every day. With Andrew Yang, what he's doing now is he's at this point using Bitcoin to take donations, which if you support Andrew Yang like myself, I think it's a good idea to donate to his campaign. Now, what we're proposing to do as well in relation with Andrew Yang is we want Bitcoin MYK, our cryptocurrency, to be a means in which you will be able to donate to his campaign. Now, originally we had sought to go to the campaign itself and and try to have them integrate Bitcoin MYK as a means of acceptance. So as our community grows, for those of you all who choose to support Andrew Yang, we could use that to basically send through cryptocurrency to his campaign. Now, the only issue is that as we are early cryptocurrency and we're growing, it's probably going to be some quite a bit of volatility there. Bitcoin and Ethereum and Litecoin, many of the cryptocurrencies he's taken at this time, are quite stable. So that's moved us to do this a few other ways. The other proposal we have is that your Bitcoin NYK also be basically you'll be able to send it to us where we can convert it to Bitcoin and send it as a as one payment to Andrew Yang. That way his campaign doesn't have to worry about the volatility issue. Now, that is our plan during Andrew Yang's campaign with BitcoinMYK.com. We'd love to work with Andrew Yang and his campaign since our paths are so much aligned. And so we will be getting in touch with his campaign and seeing how we can serve Andrew Yang in any way we can. But in addition to that, we want him to be able to get a cryptocurrency that's volatility is at the level of those coins, and we are only a few months old, but we do believe we have great growth potential. The cryptocurrency has already shown a great potential in its value and its movement and its gains, but to understand economically, what we'd like to have is a very stable cryptocurrency that functions as a money and a utility, of course. And so that would be a great deal more helpful, but we figure and we factor if we do it this way. So in short, that would mean is your Bitcoin NYK tokens, we will be able to, in a group way, donate to Andrew Yang through his campaign run on universal basic income, which I just know he's going to win, if you so choose to, right? Of course, we would need to get involved with the legalities of this before we do this. Make sure we're not violating any campaign contribution laws. If I'm not mistaken, he might can get up to $125,000 from us. I'm not 100% sure. Again, I will have to investigate the legalities of this and see exactly how we would want to go about this. But just want to let you all know that is part of our plan and what we plan to do. If you have any comments, questions, or concerns, feel free to leave them in the comment section. We'll leave a link to the to how you get your airdrop Manna tokens, or rather your Bitcoin NYK tokens based on the Manna you hold. We'll leave a link to our white paper so you can get a great deal more familiar with this. And if you're new to cryptocurrency and you're interested in stuff like this, if you're interested in universal basic income, I can tell you pretty much by default you're going to be interested in this. But if you're a little bit skeptical about it or you don't quite understand it, it's totally free to you. It works just like universal basic income, but we have live support on our website. We'll be more happy to assist you. It'll be our pleasure and walk you through this thing. And I think you'll be glad you did because this is the future. And we think that this is going to work very well in the type of world Andrew Yang speaks of, where automation has taken over and we have these computers and servers that are running themselves basically and able to deliver you all universal basic income to make sure that you maintain a certain quality of life. But that's all I want to say in this video, guys. If you like content like this, don't forget to like, subscribe. Don't forget our lottery tomorrow. You can earn more of our free cryptocurrency by participating in a free lottery where we pick winners in this fun game. It will start tomorrow evening at 7:30 p.m. So make sure you participate in that. But guys, that's all I want to say in this video. And until next time, take care.